close my eye. Body of Christ, lay underneath my tongue. Walk around the city, I got rat in my lung. Mice, no odds, is really well. Brain too much. I don't like to fame too much. Yeah, I don't like to say too much. Yeah, back with essence when you wait 2 months. Yeah, I write my name on the walls. I know they pray I'm a fall. I know they praise to my fall. Like my pills, like my jeans, they both not crushed. Take a drum of me, I'm not nauseous. Overseas, I got blister packs on boxes. Try to score the Dr.
Meerkat Mall.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. This song is sponsored by the Shadow Government.
Nuke. Nuke Radio.
Warning, nuking is now legal worldwide.
I walk into Balenci, make them wipe me down. Oil filter on the Glock, you won't hear a sound. I walk into Balenci, make them wipe me down. Oil filter on the Glock, you won't hear a sound. I walk into Balenci, make them wipe me down. Oil filter on the Glock, you won't hear a sound.
You piece of shit!
You get heavyweight, we can go pound for pound. I'm in Harrods out in London, spend pound after pound. If I need a drink, then my man's he gon' ask around. These are my jealous sneakers, I'm not wearing down. Recite a prayer, cause the devil's trying to bring me down. Italian leather sneakers, I could've just bought a cow.
Holy shit!
You wondering how? Balenciaga defenders look like I got the gout. I'm sipping cup after cup till my stomach's poking out. I need my pockets, I'm retarded, you can keep the clout. If I spend my whole bankroll, I'll affect the doubt. I'm in the car with many drugs, trying to duck the south. I'll repent for every sin before my luck runs out. I got one of every pill inside a little pouch.
DJ Smokey. Nukes are now legal.
Yeah. Pyro, lights, cameras. Yeah. Huge pop. Super over. Oh, I need to make this intro a little bit shorter, dude. It's like uncomfortably long. Let me turn down my headphones. What's up, everybody? This is a little bit less of a, I don't know how to call it, a formal stream, and more of just like a quick homework type of thing. Because obviously we got TBS today. I want to see what happened this week because I skipped a lot of stuff. So we're about to watch some clips. My voice sounds different, does it? Oh, is it doing that shit again? Hold on. It should be sounding effeminate and not like this. I know what's happening. I literally know. It was set to a different bitrate. No, come on, dude. I don't sound like this. I sound effeminate. And what do we got here? Every time there's some fucking issue, I'm gonna kill something. There it is. And it should be fixed now.
now. Yes, it's back, right? It is back. It has to be back. It's back. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, dude. I used to build PCs back in the 1960s. I know exactly how this works. So, where are we going to start from? Let's start from Sunday. Let's see what happened on Sunday this week. I watched the react from last week, so I don't need to sit through any of this. I can just go and have a quick, like, reminiscing segment and not watch any of the clips. If you want to see me talking about him reacting to stuff, you can go check out the react from last Sunday. I watched the whole thing, including the podcast. So, we got the mental disorders iceberg, which was a pretty interesting video, but obviously he was skipping through it like crazy, so we didn't really get to see the whole video, but the video itself was interesting. Then there was some sandwiches and other like filler bullshit that he got nothing to say about. You know, is pizzas from around the world and UK food versus American food versus, like, I don't know, Chinese food or something. Pretty generic shitty stuff. We got holiday Q&A that I don't remember absolutely anything interesting happening. The speed comparison was a fun video by itself, but outside of that, really kind of nothing. It was super bland, and there we go, and he skipped through half of it. Then he did a review of the movie Scrooged that came out in the 80s, and 366 people watched that in 4 days. So it's safe to say he should probably stop doing these. Because, I mean, who is this video for? If not for Phil. I know it is for Phil, because he likes to reminisce on the past, back when people didn't hate him as much. They hated him a little bit less. But, man, I don't think his audience cares about this. But then again, his audience also doesn't care about the reaction videos because they get even less views than this. There's videos that are 5 days old that can't even break 300 views. This is what I'm talking about. And this gimmick, this business strategy, this second channel has existed since the start of this year. Since like end of February or something. So it's not even like a very long-term project. It just happened this year and it already died. Then we got what? Streaming Ruins Art, which is a really doomer video that it doesn't make much sense. I had a lot to say about it because it was pretty stupid. So if you want my take, you know, again, go watch that other stream. Presidential Deaths was kind of an alright video where a bunch of presidents died on the same day or something of like different things, and that was it basically. The Elmo parody, I don't remember. Katana, somebody cutting himself with a katana. I don't have much thoughts about that. And the stream gets blocked. That was actually kind of fun because he got straight up taken down and nothing happened to me. By the way, yeah, I didn't even get a copyright claim on that stream. Not even a single claim on the whole stream. And this dude was getting taken down left and right. Long live transformative content. Then we got Holiday 2023 reviews. Gremlins is the original holiday horror mashup. Sure. This got 500 views in 6 days. Super epic, super positive. People loved him talking about Gremlins. His thumbnails are terrible, by the way. I can see the slave that is making his thumbnails is actually trying. Maybe they're just starving to death right now and they want a crumb of something. So they actually started trying, but it's not gonna cut it, bro. Come on. We need to go big time. This is amateur hour thumbnails. We need to go like hype. Then what else we got from this week? The Goldberg device, which is this thing that was carrying around a ball, and you know it has like a sequence of events happening. Then we got GTA 6 something. What was this about GTA 6?
Okay, everyone, welcome back to DS.
Oh yeah, this is this guy's sketch about like GTA. Dude, it might not even come out, and everybody is just clapping. Nothing remarkable. Then we got this video that was actually a very heartfelt, emotional, really well-made video, and thank God he had nothing stupid to say about it, and we just moved on. Then it was this. Oh yeah, this was a guy who made a mannequin for Christmas, and then they called the fire squad because it looked too much like a person. That was a nice story. And then we got another like food comparison video that is instantly a skip, or if you're watching this live, instantly a bathroom break, because these videos are just not interesting to react to. It's just a bunch of dudes eating pizza or whatever they have in their country. Then what happened here? Members Q&A. This is 10 days ago. Okay, so this from last week. Then we got, oh yeah, I remember this one. This was straight from the beginning. Like, we started off this week's React with like industrial amounts of cringe.
Welcome to DSP Reacts. Happy holidays. Phil here.
Insane amounts of
Welcome
cringe.
to DSP versus the internet.
Because this was like some like musical a cappella about the Grinch.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And then we had almost immediate. We had one cool video, by the way, of this guy from like 15 years ago driving in his hot car and ordering at the drive-thru. That was a fun video. But then right after that, I think. Oh yeah, we got the Tony Hawk American Wasteland. We got a video about that game, and then we got some like other sketch type of video. And the Christmas Payday one was kind of all right for like 10 years ago. And I think that was it with this week's React. Pretty shit. Very skippable. So, after this, we got to, you guessed correctly, Monday. And on Monday, he was playing. Let's actually see what he was playing. Who's got the clips? Let's see, Snort Hogan. Think it's here. So he started playing Baldur's Gate 3, of course, on Monday. I was there. I did a restream of the whole gameplay segment. It was really funny at some points and really boring at other points, but we had some distractions to keep us entertained, you guys. Then we got, is this before Baldur's Gate? I think I've seen this already, but it's worth just kind of clicking through it.
Let me tell you something, brother.
People are getting the wrong impression. Here's what Saraiko just said. Baldur's Gate 3 is objectively great.
Oh, okay, so this was the Saturday before Monday. So this was before he actually started playing the game, and yeah, this was his whole excuse about if the game is actually good, it's gonna age well even 4 months after it came out, so I'm gonna play it and you guys should show up. And guess what? They actually did show up. He convinced them. Or maybe bots showed up. Because that stream looked pretty suspicious, man. That stream looked very fishy. But of course, we can't really prove that. I hope, I wish that YouTube had a way of proving that. Then we got the suggestion box rant. I watched that on a stream earlier this week. It's actually a really funny suggestion box segment. It's really funny. Because then somebody started talking about like review copies of games. They started talking about his podcast being shorter or doing it just like 2 or 3 times a week, and he wasn't happy about that at all. It was a fun time. Then we get a nice juicy bag on Monday because, of course, he had over 900 people watching. Actually, at some point, he had about 1,400 people watching. It was probably one of the most positive streams of all time. He spent most of that podcast just straight up just counting money. He couldn't even end the podcast because he got so much money. Of course, he got the $200 tip from a detractor, but didn't count it because it's a detractor. And then since then, I haven't heard him talk about it at all. So that's also very fishy. Then after that, what happened? We got, oh, dude, I haven't seen this because this was on Tuesday. I didn't see anything from Tuesday. So let's take a look at this fucking bullshit. It's 45 minutes long. So you know it's going to be something. I'm not sure what, but it's going to be a video on YouTube at least.
That we absolutely need to address. Some very good, some bad. As is with life, right? Life is a mix. It's not all one way or the other. That's a good thing. Rather have it that way, right? So let us talk, shall we? But by the way, Here's Jasper Kitty to join us early. Joining us early today, Jasper. Anyway, so let's talk before we get to gaming today, which, by the way, today's streams are RoboCop and Like a 300 people on the podcast. I mix it up. I get tons of different content on the streams, and any given day, we could have a totally different crowd. Just take a look today.
No, that's not true, bro.
200, 300 people on the podcast, but you guys are here for a different reason than the people who were here yesterday who were all hyped for Baldur's Gate 3, right? And that's a
Dude, I wish there was a definitive way of proving that this isn't true, because I'm super convinced that it's not true. The dude just has one audience. You know, some people, sometimes they just can't make it to a stream because, you know, you don't have to make it to a stream. You just tune in whenever you care about it. But it's just the same people over and over again.
That's a good thing. That's why this number makes more sense when, well, not this kitty.
And of course, yeah, now we're justifying this. Because, you know, it's a pretty common criticism that people bring up against him, that he wants more members than he has average viewers. So in his mind, the mental gymnastic to do is just say that you actually don't have that many average viewers. You have a lot more, and they're all different people. So therefore, 630 members for a stream that 300 people watch make a lot of sense.
Under his head makes more sense when you look at it in context.
But then, if they were real, wouldn't at least a small portion of them renew their memberships instead of just the member bomb expires and they're all gone?
People say, well, I don't understand. If your average stream has 300 to 400 viewers, how could you have 600 members? Because just because that's how many people are on a stream at a given time, that's not the total number of people who watch stuff and like it. You understand? There's different crowds that come in for different kinds of content, and that's why it works. In fact, there was a very interesting thing said yesterday after my stream of Baldur's Gate.
Down finger, down finger, down finger.
Yeah, big ups Sigmoid for the down finger, dude.
And I'm going to directly address it today.
Uh-oh, now we get into it.
Anyway, speaking of which,
he's going to directly address it today. This is the guy who doesn't talk about drama, by the way, but he's telling you he should be addressing stuff, so you can be excited for it.
Content, shall we? Let's talk about Baldur's Gate 3, how it went, what I think about the game, and its future here on the streams. Okay? Cool. So yesterday was the premiere of Baldur's Gate 3. You guys had literally been asking me to play this game since the day it came out in August, which of course it wasn't viable. I don't have a way to play this on PC. I do have a mini PC, but that mini PC is not good enough to run the game at any feasible graphic settings.
Oh my god, this is redundant. I'm going to skip through some of this bullshit. We're going to get to the actual point
where the schedule opened up and there was time to play a very lengthy RPG for a set amount of time. I would play it, but I didn't know when that was going to be, okay? So it was on the stream. Now, it was nice to have that kind of day one hype for a game. I mean, no exaggeration, this year, I don't know if I had that level of hype for any game I played. Maybe day one Resident Evil 4 Remake, but that was about it. I can't even think of another.
And now he's a hype beast. Look at how much he loves hype now. And he spent like a decade shitting on people that hype stuff up. But anytime he needs to hype something up, he's hyping it up for months. This is the type of dude to hype up eating DoorDash on camera for like 3 months.
That I had like 1,000 viewers on stream for. I did have 1,000 viewers for drama. You know, whenever there was drama bullshit going on. Comcast has my internet being screwed up and shit like that.
Well, interesting enough that he didn't actually phrase it to seem like somebody did it. But now he said Comcast had my internet screwed up. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that story that it was swept under the rug so fast. Maybe there was something suspicious about it. Maybe there wasn't an employee at Comcast, but I don't know. I don't really have much to go by.
But never did I have like a day one premiere.
But it seems like, because that's the thing, right? If there was a person, an actual person at Comcast, he would be bringing that shit up way more often, I would think. Right? Because it's like somebody actually broke the law. If that was me, I would have been bringing that up every 10 minutes.
That big. And here's the truth. If I had played Baldur's Gate 3 on release day, I would not have had that crowd.
Oh, there you go.
It was only because the game has...
It's all the same exact people, just 300 less.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's all the same people. And some of them don't even, like, buy memberships. They just get them gifted. So it's a bunch of like freeloaders, as he likes to call them, because remember he had a segment telling those people in chat that don't buy their own membership to stop being so entitled. That was a really good segment. So yeah, it's just a bunch of the same people that don't buy a membership in 2 or 3 or 4 different whales that just drop a bunch of gifted memberships at any given month.
Has been so applauded, lauded, praised, given Game of the Year award after Game of the Year award. Now that I'm playing it, it has that level of hype behind it. It wouldn't have had that hype if I had played it back in August. I'm just saying. So it kind of
Profit
works.
and Proper debunked the Comcast story.
They need to come out with some kind of a summary of how they debunked it, because that video is way too long by itself, and the Comcast shit is not something that I'm gonna go that deep into it, because I've seen a lot of people claiming to have debunks, and none of it is really all that convincing to me. Or the alternative is always that Phil worked in cahoots with somebody to turn off his own internet, which is something that I buy even less.
Out that I'm playing it now when more people actually know about it and want to see it. So here's what I have to say, and I'm not going to go into monstrous, arduous detail about this. What I want to give you is my general thoughts about Baldur's Gate 3 after having played it for around 3 hours yesterday.
Okay, I think we can skip that because we've heard his general thoughts multiple times.
I remember, I will hearken this back to over 12 years ago, if you remember. There was a little game that I played in the fall of 2011. And at that time, I also had...
And look at this, bro. Look at this. We go back to talking about the fall of 2011. And he's got the most, like, engaged face he's ever got. He's, like, telling you the story of his life. He's so into it.
Absolutely no prerequisite knowledge whatsoever of this game.
You don't give a fuck, bro. It's a video game. It's a video game. We're not talking about rocket science here. You played a video game that was complicated. And now he expects ass-pats for it.
To drop. How do I do it? Well, I have spells.
And that's the thing with the Comcast debunk. Like I just said, if it's not a dude from Comcast fucking with them, the alternative to people who want to debunk it is always that DSP worked with somebody and collaborated with them, or he is doing a false flag attack on himself to turn off his own internet or whatever. Which is like, in any case, he's just not smart enough to do that. He's not smart enough. He's just not, he's not built for this kind of shit.
So how do I do it? I'm trying to target it. The control...
Ideally, I would like to think about the mini PC. That would be the funniest outcome. Is the mini PC is infected by some guy who is pulling the strings remotely, and he's playing him like a fiddle. That would be the funniest shit.
Are so bad on console when it comes to targeting. I can't target the goddamn thing that's right there. It won't let me, like, have the cursor go up there. And people are like, if you play it on PC, this is simple. You just take the mouse, click, you're done. But on console, you're trying to do this with your freaking controller. It's like impossible to target this goddamn thing. It's so stupid. Okay? So finally, after fucking with this thing...
Okay, yeah, we get it. It was confusing to Grug. But I'm interested more in the business side of this.
He exhumes a poison gas cloud.
Yeah, he got stuck in a gas cloud and all of his guys died. And when they died, the game crashed. And it was like the funniest moment in the whole episode.
What happens with some games like this, which is what I was nervous about. You know, with Divinity Original Sin 2, you guys yelled at me for years to play it. So I eventually did. I played it for like 20 hours, and then people got bored of it. And I kept playing it for another 20 hours, and then people got tired of it and said, stop playing it. I still played it for another 20 hours, so I played it for 60 hours. By the end of that playthrough, I couldn't get people to show up to stream. Everyone yelled at me, why are you still playing it?
Everyone yelled at him, you guys.
Wasting time with this one, right? So that's what I'm worried about, okay? I am. I'm worried about the interest will die out. But let's see what happens. Maybe
the interest for everything dies out. Like, what are you talking about? Any game that you play, the interest is going to die out. Unless you're probably, like, really good.
Because this is Game of the Year, because...
It's Game of the Year. But I thought, bruh, I thought the Game of the Year awards didn't mean nothing, and they were not official. And now we're bringing Game of the Year into literally any conversation about Baldur's Gate 3 as a selling point as to why you should support them. That's pretty fucking stupid and pretty hypocritical from the guy who said that the Game Awards shouldn't get any hype whatsoever.
Got the hype behind it. Maybe it'll you know, keep going. I guess we'll see. I really am happy that the stream went as well as it did yesterday. Okay? Now, I will address direct criticism and suggestion that I received yesterday, because here's what happened yesterday. Okay? That stream, on average, had about 1,000 viewers. At one point, we were over 1,400. By the end, we were around 800. Okay? So people said, wait a minute, Phil, this is crazy. Look how many people you got on your stream. You should immediately change all of the streams for the rest of the week and keep playing Baldur's Gate 3. You shouldn't let the momentum die. You should keep it going.
This is a bad
And
idea.
I said to everyone, well, I'm not going to do that because I have a schedule. I'm a variety.
This is just a bad idea.
Expecting me to do various games that I've already scheduled out for the week. Just because I had one booming popular stream for this game doesn't mean that everything else now changes and makes room for it.
But probably he should have played it 2 days back to back. At least that. If you see the first stream as a huge success, do a second stream. And then maybe just do something else in the meantime so people can start missing the game.
That's not how I operate.
Yeah, well.
And I got so much shit from people in the chat. Oh my God. Phil has no idea. Listen to this. I love this one. Phil has no idea how to operate a business.
And this is actually a really good moment because this is the same guy who's just sitting there almost every day and begging you for feedback. He's begging you to tell him what he should do, which game he should play, on which stream he should play it, what kind of perks you should get as a member. He's constantly asking you how to run his business. And now one of you told him that he doesn't know how to run his business and he's fucking salty as fuck. And let me guess. Is one of the excuses going to be that he's been doing this for 15 years? Oh, if I didn't know how to run a business, I wouldn't even be here right now. I wouldn't be making positive, interactive, meaningful content for 15 years. Been super positive.
Said that to me in the chat. Me, someone who has run his own business since January of 2011.
Yeah, literally, the first thing.
For a living. For 13 years.
How many of those years did he spend actually begging for people to support him in a certain way so he get to continue doing this? He literally had a Save the House stream. A stream where he was raising funds to not lose his house. This is what he fucking did. He was having emergency videos. He was having actual, like, my future is at risk videos where it's literally in the title. Let's see, DSP future at risk. And at some point I'm going to find it, but of course we got a bunch of troll videos first. These fucking idiots, dude. They're shitting up the algorithm. I can't find the real Phil. But anyways, you know what I mean. There's a whole playlist. I think there's a whole playlist on the KO Gaming channel that is just him fucking begging. Hold on. KO Gaming DSP. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. The first video that comes up is DSP Gaming Emergency Livestream Part 1, implying that there's a Part 2 and 3 and etc. Look at this. This is for you, right? This is my curated playlist. I go on KO Gaming, this is what I see. Emergency Livestream Part 3, Ideas in Temporary Strategy. And this motherfucker, this pathetic fucking loser. Look at all these fucking begging videos. Alert, my future on YouTube is at stake. Please support. And now we get this from this piece of shit.
Someone who has run his own business since January of 2011.
And ironically, these pathetic begging videos get 5 to 10 times the amount of views his gaming videos get. That's how fucking good he is at running the business. That when he puts out a video like this, people look at it and like, man, this is a banger. And then he puts out a video like this, and nobody on the planet fucking cares. Epic.
I've done this for a living for 13 years. I have no idea how to operate a business. Okay? Allow me to give you a comparison perspective to put this into a better frame of reference that maybe would make a little bit more sense.
Oh, let's see.
Okay.
This, what he's trying to say is, allow me to do some mental gymnastics. Let's go, Phil. The floor is yours. This is the Lolcow Olympics.
Let's say, for example, I was running a sandwich shop.
Oh, no.
Gourmet sandwiches. And we do all kinds.
No.
We do lunch meat, meatball subs, all this good stuff, right? So think a sandwich shop, right? No, not a Subway, because Subway's terrible. Think an actually good sandwich shop, all right? That's my business. I own it. It's my own small business.
Okay.
The sandwich shop operates well. Has a variety of clientele that come in different times a day to buy different kinds of sandwiches. So the variety of sandwiches works. All of a sudden, we introduce a new product, the chicken parm sandwich, okay? It's a different product, very different from everything else. People have been actually requesting that I have chicken parm for a while. And finally, we adopt it and we put it on the menu. The first day that we have chicken parm on the menu, the store is bursting at the seams with customers. They're coming in droves. They're lining up. They want the chicken parm sandwich. They love it. It's selling. It's selling out. All right? So the first 8 hours of the day, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., oh my God, we sold so many chicken parm sandwiches, but we're taking a break for the rush, but the dinner rush is about to come in. So what should we do?
This is the dumbest fucking idiotic analogy you could make.
And someone says, well, we actually just sold so many chicken parm sandwiches. We can't keep up with demand. Instead of selling all our other sandwiches, why don't we just cancel them all, get rid of everything? Let's only sell chicken parm sandwiches. Let's turn this into the chicken parm sandwich store.
But bro, that's, oh my God, of course we gotta jump to the extremes. And he thinks, that's the funny thing about this. He thinks this is like a genius analogy, that this proves his whole point. When the whole thing could be fixed by just making a compromise. If you see one stream is super successful, do another one like that. And then maybe take a little bit of a break. And then maybe come back with another one. It's not fucking that crazy.
Right?
And this is a really stupid, pointless analogy.
Go out and spend all of our budget and all of our time only preparing chicken parm sandwiches.
No restaurant would actually do that, though. No restaurant would do that.
Okay? Or you could not do that, and you could have the chicken parm sandwich, but also keep it balanced with all the other things that you offer for a variety clientele. All right? Because here's the thing. If you only sold the chicken parm sandwich, here's exactly what would happen. That sandwich would continue to be popular for probably another day or two until everyone had a taste of the chicken parm. And then it wouldn't be as popular anymore. It would actually die out after a day or two, maybe 3-4 days, right? But what happened is, because all you did was sell chicken parm sandwiches, you didn't sell anything else. You don't have the ingredients. Your other customers were coming in and saying, well, I want a meatball sub. We don't have that. Well, I would like my cold cut combo. We don't have.
How does that have to do anything with gameplay videos and the way you put them out? It's two completely different things, literally.
That. What about a Philly cheesesteak? We don't have that anymore. All we have is chicken parm. Well, screw this. I'm never coming back.
And I'm not even gonna entertain this analogy. And actually, yeah, I'm not, because we're not talking about this. It's nothing like this. Why would you even take it seriously? Big ups J-Rod Music, 7 months, dude. And now he's gone. And he's gonna come back and laugh about it like it's some kind of a joke, because he's making some kind of a joke right now.
And so what would happen?
Oh, not really.
All of your customer base who regularly come and support you would leave, because all you're doing is catering to people who only want chicken parm sandwiches. And once the hype for the chicken parm sandwich is dead...
This is his worst butterfly yet.
Oh, bro, DTS is great. The worst analogy. Yeah, it is one of the bad ones.
What do you have left?
And usually they're all about like Subway sandwiches, or I don't know. What else do we got? Or some kind of a food, a restaurant.
Oops, nothing. Because no one else comes to our store anymore because we ignored those customers. We didn't treat them with respect. We didn't basically say, hey, you're the ones who made us who we are. You're the ones who allowed me to have a successful business before the chicken parm came along, right? It wouldn't make sense at all. That's called good business. Good business.
It's good business. Yeah. Good business is literally sitting at the door of your sandwich place and begging for people to come in and eat a sandwich. And when they don't like the sandwich, you call them a bunch of fucking idiots. That's what you do.
And when you see a trend,
hell
you
yeah,
jump on the trend and you take advantage of it, but you don't completely change everything you're doing to take advantage of a short-term trend. There's a difference between recognizing something that could critically importantly impact your business in a positive way and entirely changing the way you operate to take advantage of something that's going to be fleeting.
Fleeting.
So basically, here's the truth. This is sadly what most YouTubers do.
Oh.
Jasper, you're very silly. I'm trying to tell a point and you're standing on my lap. And it's very hard to make a point when you're standing on
And now his son is interrupting him.
Okay?
It's a great segment. And now, of course, we can't just make this. We can't just make this about how he is good and why his business is good. Now we turn 180. This is why everybody else sucks too.
He's purring. So, here's the thing. Here's how all the YouTubers operate out there, okay? Oh, there's a hot new game. It's the new viral game. It's the new Fall Guys. It's the new Among Us. It's the new Pizza Tower. It's the new whatever it is. Oh, we'll play it exclusively for a week or two. And
Okay,
then,
that sounds good to me.
done, drop it. And that's what they do. Like, that's the formula they follow.
All right.
They don't actually
And they are successful?
care about the content they're putting
I don't hear about them losing their house on a regular basis.
The God body make at full score.
Hey, big ups King Sly. Thanks, dude.
They don't care about the viewership. They don't care about putting out a good playthrough or something meaningful. All they care about is popularity, views, and money. So
Okay.
they play what's popular, and when it's not popular anymore, they drop it like a hot rock and don't give a shit about it ever again. That is very, very bad behavior.
Okay,
Sadly,
so
what has happened?
how is it bad behavior? Why? Is it hurtful to somebody? Is it exploitative of somebody? Does it appeal to their sympathy? I don't really get it, to be honest. How is it bad behavior just because you decide it is? What if their audience thinks it's meaningful and their audience is way bigger than DSP's audience? Just think about that. Those dudes average like a couple of thousand viewers.
Yeah, all of you out there, and I'm sorry, this is true, all of you out there have basically been desensitized. You think that this is okay. It's not. Just because it's what the common YouTuber does, doesn't make it right, doesn't make it valid. These people are disrespecting you. These people don't care about you. They don't care about what you're watching or that you enjoy what they put out. All they care
How
about
do you know?
is that viral popularity to make that money for a few days, and then they move on to the next. How many people jumped on Baldur's Gate 3, played it for a week or two, and then never played it again? Didn't finish it. I would bet a bunch, because they're all the hype behind it, right? And right now, probably the same thing will happen. A bunch of people, will be buying Baldur's Gate 3 because it won Game of the Year. They'll play it for a little bit, and
And he's banning somebody right
You know
now. Oh,
what I'm
I
saying?
wish I could see who he's
So,
banning.
this is why I'm different from other content.
That's why I'm different.
The fact that
Yeah, but different doesn't mean better. And he's straight up claiming he's better, and he doesn't have anything to back it up. I mean, that's good. He's got all that confidence. It doesn't seem like it's genuine, but he can't really back it up. So that kind of not, it doesn't really work.
I'm here for 15 years, and I'm still successful, despite the fact I'm not a virally popular YouTuber. I don't want to be. I don't want to follow the trend that everyone else does, that you jump on the popular game, you play it for a week, then you drop it like a hot rock. I don't want to do that. I want to make meaningful content for you. I want it that when you come to DSP Gaming, you know that if I started a game that I like, I'm finishing it.
And he's not going to finish Baldur's Gate 3. We already got that announcement. He basically confessed he's not doing it.
You can casually watch it from start to finish at your own leisure. And then, if you enjoy the playthrough, hopefully you would support the channel, right? As opposed to, oh, look, he's playing the same game as everyone else, and so let me just watch it for a couple days, but then know that he's never going to go back to it. Because
Okay.
that's the kind of YouTuber he is.
Well, yeah, some games are just kind of good for that on YouTube. You just play them a couple of times, you move on to something else. Why? Yeah.
Right?
What's wrong with that?
Popularity. That doesn't mean anything. You know what
Fleeting popularity, but they are popular, and he's not popular objectively,
that means?
statistically.
That's completely worthless content. That content
Oh.
can be watched for a week or two, and then it's not pertinent anymore because they didn't finish the game, because they didn't try to make something meaningful for their audience. They don't even care about their audience.
This dude literally defending a form of content that hasn't been relevant in the last like 10 years. Bro, playthroughs? Really? Playthroughs.
They could give two shits who's on their stream. What they care about is this.
All right.
That's not what I'm here
DSP
for.
doesn't?
That's never what I've been here for. Since the day I started making YouTube videos, I never intended to make $1 making YouTube content. I wanted to make content that was funny, that was meaningful, insightful, honest, different. That's who I've been since day one. Why people still don't understand that, I don't get it, right? Right now, if I played Baldur's Gate 3 all week long, undoubtedly the streams would have had good views. Now, it wouldn't have had as many views as the first stream. I doubt I will ever get 1,300 viewers for Baldur's Gate 3 ever again. I'd be lucky to get 500. Seriously, I'd be surprised if tomorrow when I play it again, we get 500 viewers.
And we're talking about the views again and again and again.
We'd have more viewers, more support, everything, for about 2-3 days. And then by the time that it's day 4 of me just playing Baldur's Gate 3, everyone will be upset who's a regular around here, right? How many of you who are regulars in the chat right now would want to watch Baldur's Gate 3 for 4 days straight with no other variety? Just clear the schedule to just play Baldur's Gate 3. No Street Fighter. No.
And now immediately we make the narrative seem like he has to play it every day, all day, 24/7, which of course nobody actually fucking asked for. But that's the only way he can make that point actually make any kind of sense, because it actually really doesn't. Big ups to Dastek, 3 months, dude. He's trying to convince us, but he has no charisma. Sometimes being delusional enough is good enough. You don't have to have charisma in his case. He's a total charisma fucking vacuum. The dude is wild.
No late night chill streams of like.
And that's sometimes why cult leaders are that successful, because they have charisma. Think your Jim Johnson. Think David Koresh. Think Osho. All those people have charisma. They know how to reach out to people. It's fantastic.
Dragon Gaiden. No react show. Just keep playing Baldur's Gate 3. Correct? Am I right or am I right? How many people would have been upset that I'm not playing everything else, right? And the funny part about it is, then you get people who say really, really dumb things. Like, well, if you're successful, then why do you have to ask for contributions?
There we go.
Because that's my model.
That's
My
his model.
Jump on what's popular, bring in a bunch of no-face viewers who I don't care about, have them throw fucking money at me because I'm playing the popular viral game, and move on to the next nonsensical, meaningless content for mouth droolers.
For mouth droolers, yes! We got my favorite term, the mouth drooler. Just call them retards, Phil. Just call them retards. Come on. It has a much better ring to it, and it's just one word.
I make meaningful content for a directed audience. It's
directed audience. It's called curated content. Who calls it like that? Who actually calls it like that?
Now,
curated
like
content.
If you like that it's different, if you appreciate the fact that this week I stuck to my schedule to play the games that were scheduled, despite the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 did so good yesterday. If you appreciate that, then please come by, enjoy all the content, and support it. And yes, it means I have to mention it. It means I have to have little segments where I have to say, hey, please support this different content. This content that doesn't conform to the mold of what everyone else says you have to do to be a popular streamer or a popular YouTuber. When people come to my streams...
So he's a guy who used to be mainstream who is now underground. And that's like a huge flex. I'm back to being underground, you guys.
Ask me, Phil, what's your best advice?
It's the best dude.
Becoming YouTuber. Do I say, oh, follow the viral trends? Do I say, do constant collaborations? Do I say, hold, cheap, kind of really flash in the pan giveaways, right? To try to get artificial popularity for your content.
What does he actually say? What does he actually say? What is his advice to an up-and-coming streamer? Make YouTube videos that are meaningful to you. It's worthless advice. It means nothing. What the fuck is a meaningful YouTube video?
Do I say, try to,
what does he say?
censor everything you say so you sound like you're the nice guy?
Well, you just said mouth droolers when you just actually wanted to say retard, so I don't really know why you did it.
You know what I'm saying? I keep going. How many things can I say? This is what every popular YouTuber or content creator does, right? How many of those things do I do? 0. Goose egg. 0. I strive to be different because I feel
strive to be different.
Better. And I should. When you are someone who has your own business and you put out a product, you should feel that your product is superior to everyone else's.
No.
I feel like...
What? when you're a business and you have a product, you should feel like your product is superior. So just be delusional then? Is the bottom shelf products feel like they're just as good as the top shelf products, even though objectively they are not? Just be delusional. Just get yourself feeling crazy. And then call everybody who calls your product bad, you call them a mouth drooler. There we go. They taught him that in business school, I guess, because he got a business diploma.
To come and hang out.
You got that degree.
A true chance and enjoy the content for what it is, like it a lot more than someone who just goes and watches a popular streamer for a minute. Oh, wow, look at this. He's playing fucking Among Us. Wow, ha, 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 ha. And then they move on. People who come here have retention. They come back.
Really?
Appeal to the mega fans like Derich and Wompo.
Oh, yeah, Warm Poo. That's one of my favorite DSP chat members. I think that was back in the day when he used to do Twitch stuff. Like, I got a 50-bit cheer from Warm Poo.
The content, because it's different.
And yeah, apparently his stuff has retention, even though he sees massive drops off in the amount of people that watch the videos in his playlist. Every next video has about 500 views less than the previous one.
When you come and hang out on a stream with me, it's not about Phil's playing a game. It's about Phil's hanging out with the audience.
Oh.
Right? There's some exceptions. When I'm playing multiplayer games, that's not possible. But for the most part, when I'm doing a narrative-based game, a game like tonight, when I'm playing a game like a Dragon Gaiden, that stream's a late-night chill stream. It's mostly about interaction with us, right? And really, the game takes a back seat. Those big-time people can't do that. Because what they've done is they created a formula where they only play insanely popular stuff to make money, and they have absolutely no meaning to the content they do. It's just ha ha ha, quick laugh, quick jab. Means nothing. You will never watch that content a month, 2 months, 10 months from now because it means nothing. It was
Why not?
into the moment when that game was a virally popular game.
Really? No, I don't think that's how it works. And also, he's just talking about like the 1% of streamers. He doesn't realize there's so many like mid-sized streamers that are doing whatever the fuck he is doing just so much better. He just doesn't know that. Of course, he can take shots at fucking Ninja and Dr. Disrespect because they just play fucking Fortnite and Call of Duty all day. That's the easy thing to do. But there's so many people you can find at any given point that are smaller size streamers that get better metrics than him and put out way better content.
I can play Baldur's Gate 3 now. I can play it next month. I can play it in 5 years, and the playthrough will be just as pertinent as good.
No, not really.
One of those people playing it, and it's only pertinent when the game's hot and new, and then no one cares anymore. Do you see the difference? But a lot of people don't get that, or they simply put don't want to admit it, because then that would mean that I'm actually doing something right.
Oh, there we go. We got another fantastic narcissism moment. Fantastic narcissism moment. You guys love those. When it's like everybody knows that Phil is right, but they don't want to admit it because then you acknowledge Phil is right. And that can't happen because the world and the whole deck is stacked against Phil.
Doesn't want to act like I'm doing something right.
That's like if the world has been against you for the last 25 years, I'm thinking it's actually your fault. You might be at fault for pretty much everything here. Because this, you know, you look at any person in real life, if something like this happening to them, it's most probably their fault.
They like having me as their whipping boy.
Because, like, this dude has been the victim for, like, 25 years straight. Since I've been fucking alive, he's been a victim on the internet. Was shitposting in forums, getting himself banned.
Even make the stream on time, SMH delusion.
Yeah, he's fucking sloppy about coming on time. But nowadays, he changed the starting time of the stream. So, he is technically on time, because he moved the goalpost.
That Phil is the worst content creator. He makes all the wrong decisions, right? That way we can keep our memes going.
Right? Oh,
all
right.
Toxic, negative memes can continue. And we can just keep doing what, you know, saying all the nasty things we want about him, right? Well, guess what? I'm here after 15 years because I do things differently. If I had tried to be like everyone else, I would have went out of business years ago. For 2 reasons. Number one, because I'm not the young spring chicken anymore. Dude, I'm 41 years old. People are going to watch a 20-year-old do that kind of content. They don't care about a 41-year-old doing that kind of content. They don't. I have to differentiate myself from everybody else. You understand? That's number one. Number two, I would hate making that kind of content. I don't like making momentary, flash in the pan, popular content just to make money. I hate that shit. You understand?
He's
I
talking,
absolutely-
bro. He's fucking talking about this like he's the Leonardo da Vinci of Let's Plays. He's taking this shit so seriously. I should probably pull up the actual image on screen. This fucking great ass image. Where is it? Here. Just copy paste it. This dude is talking about like his playthroughs are in the fucking in a museum or something, man.
absolutely.
It's just a fucking retarded ass dude playing a video game for like 100 hours. That's a DSP playthrough. And then that's it. And probably like 300 people watch the whole thing while they're doing something in the background and they're not paying attention to it.
Positively hate it. I don't like that. I want to be making content that
Big ups
for me
Commander
feels
Keen for
meaningful.
the membership, dude.
You understand?
It's meaningful.
Like, I want to feel like when I work, when I'm done and I turn off my stream for that day, that people got something out of it. And it wasn't just a cheap laugh, but maybe there's something insightful that happened. Maybe they actually felt like a part of a community. Maybe
What?
they had a fun
A community where you can't talk to other people in chat or you're gonna upset Phil? That doesn't sound like a community. That sounds like a cult.
interaction with me, right?
Really?
You know, yes, it could have just been.
And he's acting like interaction with him is this like privilege that you get. Bro, you're just talking to like a pathetic 40-year-old dude. It's not really hard. You can go to any gas station and find a homeless guy in front of it that knows about as much about the world as this dude, and you can just talk to them.
A laugh, but it's not just that laugh because someone was playing a virally popular game, but instead because there was genuinely something actually funny or interesting that happened, and you know that you can come back tomorrow and have that same experience because of the dependability, because of my honesty, my loyalty to my audience.
His honesty and
You don't
his
get that with other
loyalty.
people, right? Literally, other people would have said, here's our schedule. Oh, wait, Baldur's Gate 3 did well. Let's cancel every other game. Cancel every other sandwich that we make in the sandwich shop. We're only making chicken parm. For as long as I can milk the money coming out of the chicken parm sandwich, we keep milking the money out of the chicken parm sandwich. But then what happens? Right? What happens then? Let's be honest. You are ending up not being loyal and honest to those who made you who you are. Right? If I only played Baldur's Gate 3 and didn't care about anything else, what about all the other people who watch RoboCop, who watch Street Fighter, who watch other games and want to see those too? That's not fair to them. What did they do wrong?
And of course, we're defending a straw man, which is my favorite part of a DSP stream. When he just invents a narrative and that is really easy to debunk, and he debunks it, and then he looks smugly at the camera. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And he does that little smug shrug. You see what I'm saying? You see? You see?
They get treated like the redheaded stepchild because another game's more popular right now. What did they? Nothing. They didn't do anything to deserve that, right?
What,
That's messed
the
up.
video
That's
games?
because I would be doing it solely for personal gain. And I'm not doing things solely for personal gain. I refuse. I do things because I feel like they have meaning for me and my audience.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm excited to play more Baldur's Gate 3. I can't wait to play more Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow and Friday.
Well, I mean, just as a point of reference, you can find a schizophrenic dude in an insane asylum that is smearing shit all over the walls, and he thinks that's meaningful. So meaningful is absolutely a meaningless term, ironically.
And continuing on with this playthrough,
And anything is meaningful.
balance with the rest of my variety streamer schedule. That's how I operate. If you have an issue with that, you can go watch someone who played the game for 2 weeks and never played it again because all they care.
And kind of, you know, the detractor community is a really good example of that anything can be meaningful. Because all we fucking do is just clown on this dude in a variety of ways, but the more people find those videos meaningful than his actual own videos. That's pretty crazy.
Cared about
So it does really turn out that meaningful is completely subjective.
was the flash in the pan popularity. Or on the flip side, you could go watch one of these streamers who plays the crap out of that style of game and probably was a master of it and played.
Yeah, we already heard that.
dominated the game and had a great time. Go watch them.
That's
too.
just a
But
repeat.
if you want a true, honest, first-time experience from someone who has no prerequisite knowledge of the series, of D&D, of Baldur's Gate, who only game I've ever played was Divinity 2, didn't finish it. And if you want to see all the foibles and the mistakes I'm going to make and me arduously learning this system and having the opportunity to actually interact with me and help me out to understand how this game works, and if you want to be a part of that awesome process, no matter how dozens or hundreds of hours it ends up being, and you're okay with waiting for the content because the content's good, it's genuine, it's meaningful, It's not made to print money for me. It's made to
Bro,
have meaning
but
to the audience. If that's
Isn't
what you like,
okay? Isn't praising your own product just simply advertisement? Isn't that what advertisement is? Except he doesn't get paid by somebody else. He just praises his own product. It's like if I was sitting here and telling you how amazing my fucking streams are. That's just me advertising myself. And you shouldn't trust somebody like that because people are not objective about their own products. They don't have an objective point of view, especially when it comes to him, an actual delusional person. Like he said a couple minutes ago, if you own a business, you should feel like your product is better than everybody else's, which is like completely fucking wrong. You should do the research to know exactly objectively how your product stands compared to everybody else and work on the downsides of that product.
then by all means, subscribe to the channel, come back when I play the game, and enjoy with me. That's the difference between Phil Burnell, Darkside Phil, and DSP Gaming, and everyone else out there.
All right.
Right?
Right.
And that's why I'm still here, successfully running a business.
Successfully.
After 15 years.
I guess success for him is just still existing. That's success now. In which case, I guess you're successful, Phil. If we change the definition of success, he is successful. So I hope that makes him happy. And it seems like it really does.
That's why, with only well, actually, there's a lot of viewers. 580 viewers on my stream, I can still operate a successful business.
I
This
love
is
it
why.
when he says, true and honest, Christian style.
Yeah, there's a lot of comparisons between him and Chris. Of course, Chris is like way wilder and more unhinged. And apparently he started streaming too.
Because I'm not like them. I don't get it. Phil has
He's
so
not
few
like
viewers.
them.
How does he make a living? I make a good living. Because people like me and my content. Despite all the nonsense people say about me, they're all fucking wrong.
They're
They don't
all
get it
wrong.
Because all they care about is what they have been conditioned to think is the right way to do things.
Dude, this is amazing. This is literally amazing. Because he is debunking himself. He's projecting on everybody else how his situation actually is. Because he is the guy who is brainwashing people into thinking that his way is correct, right? But the projection is that everybody else is doing that to you. It's fantastic. It's like an absolute beautiful case study in so many of the things that make a narcissist a narcissist. It's so amazing.
It's not. There's more than one way to do things in life. My way works and actually works better than
Better. I wanted to get that better. I was looking for that for a while. Works better.
they have been conditioned to think is the right way to do things. It's not. There's more than one way to do things in life. My way works and actually works better than those who are constantly dependent on waiting for the next viral sensation to hit. Because when there's no viral sensations to cover, guess what happens? We got nothing to do today. It's a boring day. So now we got to talk about drama. Now we got to
What?
problems. Now we got to be assholes because we need content today.
Who's doing that? Call him out. Name drop at least one guy that does it. Why don't we do that?
Do that ever.
But they all do it. Everybody does it. That's just how it is out
I
there.
always have more than enough content to put out for the internet because I don't make shit. Get it?
Epic. This was a great clip. A great clip. Actually, probably one of the best clips to happen this week. If you think about it. Because the rest of this shit is like Baldur's Gate. Endlessly. On repeat. It's about how good it is, how confused he is playing it, how people like it, and so on and so forth. Then we got more Baldur's Gate 3. What is he talking about here, dude? And this is another like 24-minute segment about the same thing? It's actually crazy. Actually crazy. We got Street Fighter 6 Cope wants to quit because he's trash. PC players have an advantage. I just want to see a very little bit of this one because I know exactly what it's going to be, but maybe there's going to be a little bit of variety.
Took him to ranked, and I jumped through ranked at a turbo pace. Okay? I got to master level last night after one set. I played a Master Blanca, whooped his butt, and got right to master. And sadly, here's what happened, and this is really sad, and I mean that. Like, I'm not angry. I'm actually upset and sad about this situation. The moment I started playing people in Master, the game changed. Every connection that I had last night was laggy, without exception. Every single match had moments where you're in the middle of gameplay. And
There you go.
and and started running slow and had frame drops and had big issues with input drops and execution because the game's connection was bad. This happened every single match for 2.5 hours. Now, the problem with that is that...
So now, you see, now, what's going to be the conspiracy? Is it skill-based matchmaking? Is it people on PC that get an unfair advantage somehow because of 0.2 milliseconds of lag? I wonder what the narrative is going to be.
That when you're playing with Dalcine, he is a character that relies solely on keeping enemies away at a certain range where he can control the match. If the game lags and you can't keep that pattern running, then you are screwed. Because the moment someone gets in on you and starts rushing you down or getting you into a pattern where they can mix you up, you have to guess to get out. The game is so laggy at this master level. I could not react to what they were doing. A Cammy walking up and trying to throw me, and every time they throw, I go to throw break. Doesn't work, comes out late. Every time, I can't throw break. The only time I can throw break is predicting what she's gonna do and mashing the buttons like a Pac-Man. Then sometimes I would actually...
This dude fucking sucks. I cannot believe this. And this is of course, this is the meaningful content he talks about. This is the content that keeps him successful. Keeps him successful.
Early, right? Same thing
is
with
the
drive
important.
Impacts. They were doing their drive impacts, and every time that I saw it come out, my drive impact, no, I get hit, mine didn't come out. Huh? Before I hit master, it was working. Watch all my gameplay crawling through casual and then diamond. I'm counter drive impacting people constantly.
Yeah, even if he used an input display to prove it, it still wouldn't prove it in his eyes because the game is lying. He's done this thing for, I think people managed to find, when Street Fighter 6 came out, people managed to find replays of his matches so they can actually analyze what's happening and what inputs are being pressed. And to nobody's surprise, he's just mashing a bunch. And yeah, he claims that the game is faking, basically, and is lying to you. He claims that Call of Duty is lying about what happens on the kill cams. Call of Duty is lying about the ping and the latency. And basically, everything is against him.
He mashes his puppy on stream.
Yeah, that mashing controller segment was really cool. Really nice baby rage moment. It's like watching a 40-year-old dude having like, well, how would you call it? A rage outburst? Like actual anger management issues. And then on the next day, I think this was yesterday, he was justifying it. He was talking about how, yeah, you guys, my blood temperature goes up and, you know, my blood pressure goes up and I get mad. But that's good. It's just an abusive dude explaining to you why it's okay to be abusive.
I can't do it in master. I can't throw break in master. Why?
And of course, we got the awesome segment. Speaking of baby rage, we got the shut up about the bubbles. Shut up about the bubbles. Shut the fuck up about the fucking bubbles.
He's in the chat. I'm trying to learn how to play.
Yeah, it's here. I'm gonna fucking take him away.
Can't do anything. Shut the fuck up about the fucking bubbles before I take away the bubbles forever. People being little bitches in the chat. I'm trying to learn how to play a fucking game. Shut the fuck up and act older than 5 fucking years old about the goddamn bubble. You fucking idiot.
He was yelling at people until he got winded. That's how pissed off he got. Shut the fuck up, I'm gonna take him away.
Why? What happened?
He's acting like he's people's dad. I'm gonna take away the bubbles, you're never gonna see him again.
Is that basically what has happened with Street Fighter 6 is sad. Because the way the game works, okay, you can endlessly grind and suck in this game and still become master rank. The way that they made it is that you gain more points than you lose. So you could pick a shitty character like Ken or whatever, you know, your and it happens anyway. Now, why is this a problem? Well, that's disheartening. I worked my ass off to get arguably one of the hardest characters to play in the game to master. So it's like you're climbing the mountain. Imagine if you're climbing the mountain and you get to the top of the mountain and there's just a bunch of annoying assholes at the top of the mountain, right? There's nothing fun up there. You didn't achieve anything. You actually worked your ass off to climb just to get
what
to
is there
disappointing, annoying group of people who you hate.
What is there usually fun on the top of a mountain? What, like a Chuck E. Cheese or something? A McDonald's? There's nothing on the top of the mountain. People say it metaphorically. You fucking idiot. And he's taking like the actual metaphor about being on top of a mountain and, you know, it's lonely at the top, etc., etc. He's taking it literally. Yeah, when I actually get to the top of the mountain, there's just a bunch of idiots, dude.
That's what's there in Master now. I didn't play a single great person at all. I kept playing all low-ranked, low point people with terrible connections. That's the experience in Master and Street Fighter 6 now. And it's funny because people were like, well, if this is the case, will you keep playing with Dhalsim? Will you pick someone new? And I'm thinking, why bother? Why bother even playing a new character? If I pick a new character, all it's going to happen, it's the same climb, going through the ranks, getting to Master, and then it's the same bullshit again. Fighting the same laggy assholes who suck, and you can't fight them because the connections are terrible. Right? Now, the other thing about this is still, if you take a look at Master Rank, most people are playing on PC. Most of the people are crossplay again. And this is what happened when I played with Blanca and everyone else. We discovered that people who are playing this game at a level where they feel like they're going to compete competitively in some capacity, they all got it on PC, and they're all playing it on PC. Because PC has less input lag, better connections, less dropped inputs. So because of that, they have a distinct advantage over anyone playing on console.
That's, isn't Justin Wong playing on PS5? And then he gives you this, like, nice smug face, you know, saying, there's nothing I could do, dude. There's nothing I could do. This is a complete fucking cope. Get the fuck out of here. If you're good enough, you can play on anything. If you're good enough, you can play on a fucking Nintendo Switch and beat people's ass. If you're actually good enough. And if you're not, like Phil, you're gonna buy, like, 2 copies of the game. You're gonna buy a $300 joystick and then still be trash.
That's not fair. But that's how they designed the game.
Of course.
That's bullshit. You should, just because it's cross-play doesn't mean that someone should have a distinct advantage on you.
They don't.
On a different platform.
No, they don't.
You might say, well, then why don't you turn off crossplay? Because now you're making the player pool so much smaller.
There we go.
Playing against people with even more lag.
Literally never satisfied. Remember when he started playing Street Fighter 6? It was like the best fighting game of all time. Dude, this got no lag. Look, my moves are coming out. I love it. It's awesome. And now we got a couple of months later, and he's washed up again. And all the generic excuses he's been making for the last 20 years. Been making the last 20 years the same fucking excuses of lagging and people lagging on purpose and the game lying about the latency and the game lying about the inputs. Everybody lies to him constantly. There's constantly a conspiracy that somebody is running against him. Fantastic, right? It's super believable as well. Once you've heard him 1,000 times make the same excuse, it gets even more believable every other time. You definitely don't start thinking to yourself, maybe he's just fucking full of shit.
So if you thought that,
what is the possibility that he's just kind of washed up at video games and just not good at it? What's the possibility? I don't think it's very likely. I think he's still very good.
was a problem last night. It just extrapolates the problem exponentially and makes it way worse. So there's literally no solution. Once you hit Master Rank in Street Fighter 6
Extrapolate.
now, you literally are wasting your time. You can't play good players. You play scrubs with laggy connections. It's not fun. And especially using a character. Maybe if I was using Blanca, it would be...
So to extrapolate something means to predict future outcomes based on known facts. In, what did he mean by that?
It extrapolates the problem exponentially and
It extrapolates the problem exponentially.
makes it way worse.
Yep.
So there's literally no solution. Once you hit Master Rank in Street Fighter 6 as of now, you literally are wasting your time. You can't play good players. You play scrubs with laggy connections. It's not fun. And especially using a character. Maybe if I was using Blanca, it would be a better experience because he's a better character. But trying to play with Dhalsim, it's nearly impossible. It's like self-torture. I played for 2.5 hours. And every time I had something going, the game would lag. And that was it. That was it. Dropped input, dropped combo, lag spike, can't control my character. They take advantage. Game over.
There we go. Game over. It's over. It's over.
I didn't
He's
make
finished.
the fucking netcode.
I love this man. This dude is bound. One day he will die, and the last thought in his head will still be that he doesn't understand why everybody hated him so much. He will take his last breath and still not know that he's been the problem this whole time. And this is just like the fucking best. This is godlike. Even if he makes it to like 150 years old.
You know? And it sucks because I would say months ago it wasn't the same.
Even if he outlives everybody, it's kind of going to be like the curse of people that are immortal in movies, you know? You see somebody immortal and you start thinking about, dude, it's so cool. They've made it past like 500 years. And for them, They saw everybody die and they just got super miserable and they just want to die finally. But for him, it's not going to be like that.
When we originally had hit
I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now. Doesn't matter. Skip ahead.
Xbox. It was a different experience entirely. Remember, immediately I was playing good players. The connections were good. And I was like, oh, this is neat. This is interesting. Now it seems like Master has just become watered down trash.
All right.
It's not fun to play anymore. I don't know if Capcom will eventually address this and do something to fix it, or if they're just going to let it ride the way it is. But right now, it is not fun to play that game. Just being honest. I had way more fun with the climb from casual into ranked through the diamond ranks with Dalsim.
Okay, what is I actually want to check the textbook definition of a scrub when it comes to gaming. You know, gaming. Scrub gaming. What is a scrub in gaming? A scrub is now generalized term used as a synonym for noob, which is someone who is bad at a video game or activity in general. That's a little bit too broad. Let's try fighting games. Someone trying to operate in a competitive fighting game system without fully operating in the competitive fight. What? Dude. Get out of here. Give me a definition that I like, you fucking idiots. So a scrub is a guy who can't get no love from me. That's what we got on Reddit. Inexperienced player with relatively little skill and excessive arrogance. This is what we got. Thank you, Mr. Redditor. This is what we got. Inexperienced player with relatively little skill and excessive arrogance. This dude is more arrogance than skill any day of the week. Actually insane when you think about it.
The moment I hit Master, it was like there's no point to play anymore. There's no fun here at all. I can't control my character. Why am I going to keep playing this, right? And I equated it to this.
Let's see what he equated it to. A sandwich shop?
Back in the day.
Oh, no, I'm not fucking listening to this. Go fuck yourself, you pathetic ass back in the day stories. I'm not sitting through this. How much of this is a back in the day story? I think it ends here.
You might say, okay, you definitely might say that it's time to retire Street Fighter 6.
Oh, now it's time to retire it.
You're right.
Because he stopped being good at it.
Maybe it is time.
When he got to the promised land of masterhood and then completely just flopped. Because remember, all he did was just get a bunch of characters to master and then kind of stop playing with them. And once he played with them, he was scrubbed.
Time to retire Street Fighter 6. We played it for
He got renovated.
months, correct? I've done a lot. I got 5 characters to master. Wait. 4 characters to master. Blanca, Honda, Lily, Dalsim. And I know now, quite honestly, that if I kept playing with any character, I'd probably get them to master too. If I can get
There we go. There we go. We got the narcissist talking point. If I wanted to do this, I could do it. I just don't want to do it.
Dalsim to master, right? I can probably get the better characters to master.
All right, bro. Go fuck yourself. Let's skip ahead by like 5 minutes just to see what is happening.
It'll keep it interesting. Because of the variety of stuff that'll be available, I'll be able to mix it up and play various games.
And we're just back to schedule. We're just defaulting to schedule. When in doubt, bust the schedule out. And I think that might have actually been it for the whole week. Is there actually something more? Oh, there's the fucking Neil Druckmann rant, which honestly I just don't care about. And I know what his opinion is going to be already, and I'll just tell you his opinion right now, and we don't have to watch any of this. If you want to watch it, you could freely do so. And also, I think I'm not going to watch the whole battery backup thing because it's just a blatant beg for a new PC. Let me just kind of summarize this real quick. He had a battery backup or something on his PC that broke or didn't break, but somehow did not work at the time. And now he needs a new PC. That's it. He's been needing a new PC for a long time. He's been teasing videos getting corrupted. He's been teasing the PC being full of dust, so he needs to hit it. You know, he's been soft begging for it for a long time. He just couldn't actually straight up beg for it because he just came off of being sick and then the Comcast stuff. So he's not stable enough to start begging for something because he also needs to get his regular supply of contributions. right? The Neil Druckmann thing is about The Last of Us multiplayer that has been basically scrapped. It's not happening. And he feels entitled to a refund for some reason, and he wants everybody to shit on Naughty Dog for this. Now, why this is kind of stupid is that you did buy The Last of Us 2 that did not come with a multiplayer, and that's kind of it. You bought it, you got what you paid for. They promised the multiplayer is going to be free, so you're not really entitled to any kind of financial contribution. So that's kind of it. I know he hates Neil Druckmann personally because of his agendas, and I gotta say that shit is pretty annoying, and it was a pretty annoying part in the Last of Us 2. But he goes like super batshit crazy about him, like actually crazy about him. And I want to find this segment because that's a part of the video that is really worth watching. I want to see this. Can I scroll through the thing? I think yes. By the way, this is Neil Druckmann, blah, blah, blah. And it's like he only cares about this. There it is. This is it. Enjoy.
He couldn't see dollar signs coming out of it. Fuck you, Neil Druckmann, you greedy fuck. You're a scumbag. The way you're acting, you are a fucking scumbag. You have ripped everyone off. And you're not going to hear a lot of people complaining because you indoctrinated them into your fucking group of brainwashed people who think everything you do is above reproach. It's nonsense. This guy is crazy how he's behaving, and everyone just fucking lets it go. Oh, well. No, he owes you an online game.
No, he doesn't. He actually doesn't owe anybody anything because the game was supposed to be free. And I know what they're doing is pretty dumb right now because what they're doing is they scrapped the multiplayer component so they can work on remastering games that are like 2 years old. So it's pretty fucking stupid. But nobody really owes you anything. And you can use that same logic to say the DSP owes you a Project 7 reboot because he promised he was going to do it. And actually, he was raising money for it. Because The Last of Us, I don't know if Naughty Dog has raised any money for the game because as far as I know, it's supposed to be completely free. So there you go. You can flip this onto him.
100%. If he's canceling The Last of Us Online, he has to go back and provide The Last of Us factions as promised. It's one or the other. You can't just say, I canceled the whole thing so we can make more things for you to buy. You're fucking stupid if you think that's okay. It's not okay.
Yeah, it is pretty stupid they're remastering a game that is like 2 years old. To the point where, like what the fuck, dude? What are you gonna do about it? And it's gonna be paid as well. You're gonna have to pay for that. Just like they did the Last of Us 1 remake, and they're selling it full price. Like, dude, this game came out like remastered for the PS4 and looks barely any different. And I think this is a very good example of how he can be technically right on his opinion. You know, it could be, he could be on the right track, but the way that he expresses his opinion makes him so hateable. It really wants you to disagree with him. It really wants you to be on the side of the evil corporations, right?
Anyway, that's my take. You can disagree.
And there we go. After this super toxic personal segment with Neil Druckmann, now it's like, oh, that's just my opinion. You can disagree. And he says this a lot because he's too spineless for anybody to like confront him about it.
Go ahead and
so he needs to say this. Well, yeah, you can disagree.
You want, but I'm sorry. I call it like it is. How is it that everyone just forgets this shit? There's no, oh, I forgot that was even supposed to be. Why did you forget? You were owed it, right?
No. Why are you so entitled about it? Like you're not owed it. You didn't pay for it. You didn't get I guess a pre-order for it. It just kind of existed as an idea in development, and then they decided to scrap that idea.
Exactly. Bookworm says he doesn't care. He's got a TV show now too. You're absolutely right. He's got his TV show that just got voted best TV adaptation of a game, which wasn't. The TV show dramatically changed critical elements of the game. It had episodes that had nothing to do with the plot of the game that were only in there for progressive purposes, which again...
Like what, the gay boy episode? Bro, the gay boy episode would have been exactly the same if it was a man and a woman, or a man and another, or a woman and another woman. Any ways you could flip that episode, it would still have been equally as good.
I liked those episodes. That episode, that shows, I forgot his name, the character who's just a supporting character in Last of Us 1 gets his own episode where it shows how he fell in love with another man and they had a romantic relationship in the apocalypse.
The thing that I didn't like was, I guess, spoilers. Towards the end, not towards the end, but when they're trying to escape the city and there's a bunch of people chasing them, and at some point the ground just collapses and a bunch of zombies start coming out. That's just so bizarre to me. That was just so random.
There was nothing wrong with that episode. It was well written, well directed, and I actually really enjoyed it, but it has nothing to do with The Last of Us 1. It was just shoved in there to try to get these votes from progressives to say that his show is the best show.
What? So, dude, come on, man. This dude is like tinfoil hat shit.
Right? I said it as much when I reviewed the show earlier this year. That could have been its own standalone spin-off or movie. It didn't have to be in the show, but instead he drops critical plot points and elements, and there's barely any zombies in the fucking show, cordyceps creatures, because he has to waste time on that shit. You know? But that's the best game adaptation of the year, the one that skips half the great parts of the game. That's the best game adaptation of the year. No, the journalists voted for it because, again, it's the cult of Druckmann. They all just believe this shit. They're out of their minds. They think that this is the best content.
Oh, yeah, I know they explained why the zombies are underground and how it works. I know. I understand. I just didn't like it personally, you know? That's kind of the thing.
Because it's progressive. Politics should not dictate quality.
Because it just kind of turned into like a Game of Thrones type of thing, where, you know, you had this intense sequence of the main characters being chased. You don't know how they're going to escape. They seem to be fucked. And then out of nowhere, a bunch of infected come out and eat everybody, and the characters manage to escape. I just didn't like it.
Game, or quality of a show, or quality of anything. I don't care what your fucking politics are. Anyone of any political stature should be able to play a game and enjoy it. That's the point. Is that it's supposed to unplug you from real life and put you into a fantasy situation where those politics or religion or real life occurrences outside don't affect the game, so you can enjoy a fantasy setting. And that's the key elements of a good entertaining game. Unplugging from reality. Not, oh, you took your realistic politics and superimposed them into my gameplay experience, and now it's game of the year because of that. You're out of your fucking mind. I've had enough of this shit.
And what are you going to do about it? That's what I don't get. It's like, you had enough of it, but what are you going to do? Cry on the internet? Yeah, that's not really doing anything, dude. Sorry.
Why does lag only benefit his opponents, never him?
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Maybe you can't notice it if it's in your favor. There you go.
I hate how spineless he is. The show was bad because they're shoving in progressive ideas. I liked the episode, but it had nothing to do with the plot and is shoved down our throats. But I love gay people.
That's I assume that's a quote from him, right? Or at least like a paraphrasing. You can't, like, I understand why people have this specific complaint, because you had, I think the show was like 9 episodes long, and you had one episode that barely had anything to do with, you know, the main characters in the main development, and also happened to be about gay boys. I understand why some people can see that. But to me, I enjoyed the episode because it just showed how people are living in this kind of environment, and it was kind of slowing down the pace. And I didn't really mind it that the show was like 9 episodes long, because I didn't really expect it to be too crazy long or a lot of insane stuff to happen. I didn't really mind it, but I can see why people have some complaints about it. Because, you know, you're taking 2 like peripheral characters, one of them doesn't even, nobody ever heard him exist or something. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I've now ranted and raved, and that's the game news for today.
I got the drip going.
There we go. He ranted and he raved. I think that should be it for this week, honestly. Anything that happened yesterday was... I actually fucking forgot. I gin-brained myself. But I think this is the last one, the Neil Druckmann rant. So there we go. I guess we figured it all out. I got an ice break for an hour, and then we got TBS today. We're having the marked one, bruv. And it's going to be very fun. Hopefully. And yeah, when it comes to the season 2, the season 2 is probably not going to be very great. There was also some parts of season 1 that I didn't like a lot, especially with Ellie and like sneaking out of whatever thing it was and going. Basically, the Left Behind saga. When you had the Left Behind DLC, I didn't like that. I thought it was pretty boring, and a little bit padded out. But overall, I think the show was pretty all right. It was pretty well made. I don't really regret watching it. And yeah, I guess that's it, guys. I'm not doing the react today. I'm not doing the pre-stream today. I got the day off basically after TBS. And then that's it. All right, thanks everybody stopping by. I'll see you around next time, and peace out.